We are going to be running a 6-2 rotation this season. A 6-2 just means that we have 6 hitters on the floor and 2 setters. On the right side, the right bottom of the screen, you can see a little key. The S is for setter, the middle is for middle hitter, middle back, O is for outside hitter, outside back, and RS is for right side hitter. The right side hitter is also a setter, so when we get to that rotation, when the right side hitter is time to run into the back row, she will become a setter, and the setter who rotates into the front row will become a right side hitter. Okay, so we will start our serving rotation first. Our first server will be the setter. As you can see in the front row, we have stacked our hitters. The middle is on the net. The right side hitter and the outside hitter are stacked in order to get into their base position. So once the setter touches the ball, once she touches the ball to serve it, everybody can move into their base. Okay, so now we're going to rotate one position, and the outside is going to serve. Okay, and when the outside is serving over here, the setter can move over to her base, the middle can go to their base, and then once the outside actually serves the ball, they will go to left back. In the front row, you can see that we stacked again. The middle is on the net, the outside is on the net with their hands up, and the right side just has to, once the ball is touched, can move over to the right side. So we're stacking to just get to our positions a little bit faster. And now we are in our base. Okay, so now we're going to rotate again. The middle is now our server. We are going to stack in the front row, the middle and the outside. The middle will be stacked so she's already on the net, and the outside will just be stacked so she can run out to her spot. In the back row, the outside and the setter are also stacked. Once the middle touches the ball to serve it, the outside can move to the left back, the setter can move to the right back, and the middle will go to the middle back. So she touched the ball, and so now we are all in our base. So now we'll rotate again, and here, just to keep track, the right side now becomes the setter because she's in the back row, and the setter that just rotated up to the front is now a hitter. Okay, so just one more reminder that our setter that rotated into the front row is now a right side hitter, and the right side hitter that rotated into the back row is now a setter. Okay? So the biggest thing to remember about serve receive running a 6-2 is that since our setter is always in the back row, we don't want her to have the first pass. We want her available for our second ball so she can set to our hitters. So in order to make sure she doesn't get the first ball, we are going to hide her. And so we're going to push her up next to the right side, the right front over here, this outside player. The middle back is going to push over to cover her hole. The outside is going to push over, and then the right side hitter from the front row is going to push back. Right side hitter who pushes back, you are still a hitter. You are just pushing back, so we have 3 passers in the back row. To give you an idea, this is the area that you're covering. You have to be prepared to cover the short ball as well as any ball that comes to you in the back row. Okay? So they serve it. It happens to go to our right side. Imagine that. All the hitters are on the 10-foot line because the setter has the ball. They're ready to hit it. She sets it outside. Once the ball is over the net, everybody moves into their base defense. Okay, so we rotated one. The setter is now in the middle back. We are going to have to hide her. So we're going to push her up to the middle front next to our right side. The middle back is going to move over to cover her hole. The outside from the front row is going to push back to cover that hole. Now outside, you are still a front row player. You're just covering the deep ball and the short, this area right here, just for one pass, just for serve receive. So it's served. Our hitters are on the 10-foot line, ready to be set to. She sets it to the right front. They pass it over, or they hit it over. And then everybody, once the ball is over the net, everybody moves to their base. Okay, now the setter is in the left back. So we're going to have to hide her so she doesn't get the first pass. When she's in the left back, it's similar to when she was in the right back. We are going to push her up. The middle and outside back are going to push over, and the right side hitter is going to push back. So we have 3 passers in the back row. Just a reminder that this right side hitter that pushes back, she has this area. She has the deep ball and she has the short ball. So really be on your toes, right side hitter. The ball is served over. The setter hustles to her spot. The right side hitter passes it, but then all the hitters get on the 10-foot line. So the outside and middle also get on the 10-foot line. She sets it to the middle. Middle hits it over. And then we are in our base defense. All of the hitters are on the net, and all of the back row is in their base.